SMCslevelengine here with some random video pertaining to Hand of Chaos, and some guy who had Let's Played this Hand of Chaos hack. He managed to find his way over to the black warehouse with finding a feather. Here's the interesting fun fact about this hack. I intended there to be no feathers. My intention was that there were supposed to be no feathers whatsoever, and what you were really supposed to do is find a blue Yoshi and bring it to this area, fly the blue Yoshi up, and then reach it. But Azentiger managed to outsmart me and get the feather so he could fly up, and he skipped a whole bunch of stuff that he probably wouldn't have been happy figuring out was actually there. Where was this feather? This is the only feather in the entire game. I had better plans that there would be no feathers whatsoever, but here's the way I set things up. I set these things up with the blocks so that the Yoshis would fall through the blocks if the blocks weren't there. The Yoshis would pass through sprites, but I put the sprites there as the message box as being the sprites so that Mario wouldn't be able to access the power-up, but sprites still do pass through. What the fuck? Failed. Sorry. Failed on my part. Pretty big, I failed. And now I gotta ditch this Yoshi. So pretty much, sprites do pass through other sprites. That's why the Yoshis don't get kept if you so happen to not have the switch. And you can actually abuse this the way I never thought you could abuse it, and you get a cape feather. So Azentiger did this! So he brought the cape feather here. And then he... key. Well, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna need save states for some of the stuff in here, because it gets really hard. I need a Yoshi. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get back to this hack. This hack, the way it is, just isn't gonna survive. It'll never be brought back or attempt, but there are some good levels in here. Shame they won't be coming back. Or will they? Yoshi! And yes, GH doesn't stand for Guitar Hero, it stands for Ghost House. I think the way this was set up... Yoshi's house, which is actually a castle now. Yes, Yoshi must have found some nice amount of dough. So what you really do, you need the yellow switch for this part. Then you go in the warp pipe. Yes, I'm actually going to need save states because of how this was built. I don't build my hacks this way anymore, unless they're Kaizo hacks, which I haven't built in a long time. In fact, I haven't built any exclusive Kaizo hacks. Sprite memory error. I finally know what it's called. I don't just call it failure to load sprites anymore, like I used to. It's called sprite memory error, and my hack suffered from quite a lot of it. Especially in Alliat Castle. If you watch Azentiger's He Plays and Rates Hand of Chaos Part 11, then you can really see how bad the sprite memory error is. It's not even funny. And why did I just sit there and take it? Don't expect this part of it to be coming back. Well, maybe if I try and turn it into a Kaizo hack for future. Maybe, but this way, just... This coming back in a regular hack, just... No way, man. This is not coming back in a regular hack. I'm just going to show you what Azentiger had to go through, or what he avoided, actually. This guy actually found the way around my... He outsmarted me, so we got to avoid all this. Starting from the yellow room. In Yoshi's... Starting from the yellow room. And this was a very tricky jump. I mean it, very tricky. I was able to do it. No. Oh my god. As you can see, there's no time limit, but still. And one of these Koopas has no head! He's literally lost his head! He's gone so crazy, his head just came off. And okay, this is gonna be tough. This was a tough part. I don't know how you're supposed to... Ooh, I got it in 2 tries. Okay, I think I did that right. And if you were to just turn back right now, if you were to only hit the yellow switch, then all of that all that crapness would have been for a 1-up. Again, it proves this point that there are so many secrets in this game that give you lives, yet there are spots in the game where you can farm lives really easily. and it makes all these bonus lives completely useless. And I don't even think you'd have done that if you were big. So here's the green, really icy lava-y part. Okay, at least this isn't as... Oh, fuck. Seems like I suck more when I use save states. But this is probably one of the few times where I'll ever use save states. Because of just some of the ways this game was designed. This was a long time ago when I wasn't as smart as I am now when it comes to hack designing. Not as smart. If you would have seen the Way of the M and Bowser Stadium, you could see the levels there are a lot nicer. If you... Why did I think I could spin jump off a vine? I don't even know. Maybe it's the whole save state thing that makes me suck. I'm less motivated to do good because I can just reload a state whenever I die. I think that's it. When I play Luigi's Adventure series, or when I play any other series for that matter of fact, when I'm playing any other series, I usually do it save stateless as if it were burnt onto a cartridge. And that results in me having a high motivation because if I die, I have to restart some level over. And this usually results in me panicking often, and funny things happening, and rages. Rages that some people like, and rages that other people, mainly the older people, might hate. Some people might find me annoying, some people might find me extremely funny. We don't know yet. We'll just see when people see my videos. The comments will be pretty much, I think they might be mixed between you're annoying and oh my god, you're the funniest ever. Like, and some people might feel sorry for me. Some people might be like, good, just that's you're getting. Some people might be like, might feel sorry for me. Others might say just desserts or something like that. Like I'm getting my just desserts, and whoa, that's a tough divine thing there. I think it's the people that will decide where I go here, not just me anymore. And oh my god, that was hard. Another reason why this hack isn't coming back. Okay, this is just gonna be really hard. Factor in the slipperiness and it gets even worse. Floating stacked munchers. If you'd have noticed by now, if you have crappy eyes and you didn't notice the floating stacked muncher plants, then that's not reading cut off with the pipe. Not as bad as the floating munchers, but still. I tend to avoid those things now, and those are some other green switch blocks. And if you were missing switch palaces, if you'd have missed a switch palace, then ugh. I have no other way to say this, but you're not getting that blue Yoshi you need. If you really miss a switch palace, then you're not getting a blue Yoshi. And more floating stacked munchers. This is Kaizo, alright. It's not as hard as Kaizo, but it resembles Kaizo. Floating stacked munchers. I'm never gonna I'm never gonna send someone through this again. This isn't coming back. Well, maybe a Kaizo hack, but I'll probably do something about the floating stacked munchers. Your munchers don't have to be floating stacked. It can still be like munchers, and you could still like spam a place with munchers. It'll only be floating and stacked though. And what is this gonna do? Oh, this was a pretty fun design. So yes, I'm playing Kaizo. Really easy version of it. Easy because I'm the one who built it. Maybe not so much for those who have never seen this before. I'm pretty sure no one has ever seen this yet. Now I get to just show it. And it would be nice if you go a little faster, Mario. Because there's a time limit to take into account here. And oh, let's go. Ah, the muncher plant got me. How did he get me again? I'm starting to... I don't know anymore. It's this whole thing with save states that dropped my motivation. I just said that earlier and move faster. Let's do something really... Let's just do something for bonus points. 5 lives I'm probably not going to need, but for bonus points. Here's a super useless secret you can unlock. Under there. I'm going to do a second save state slot. For this secret. You know what? I'm going to do this one first, actually. Well, and there's another blue power switch, and... Come on, Mario, don't... it's usually not a good sign if I die in a hole. I'm going to be showing you the secret after. If it's the way I think it is, then it's especially useless. Especially. Then it's probably the biggest facepalm of a secret I've ever seen, and that was a fail, and that's a fairly big failure in that regard. I gotta take this really carefully. This is a really mean bullet bill jump, and I'm kind of having a feeling that munchers are just gonna... Floating stacked munchers again. Exactly what you shouldn't have in your ROM hack, yet I had all kinds of them! All kinds of floating stacked munchers. Something that should never be in your ROM hack. Yet there's... my god, there's loads of them. Now I gotta ride the spiny through all this. Spammed munchers. Bunch of the munchers in here aren't even necessary. That's the whole stupid thing. There's a bunch of unnecessary munchers in here that are just like... all the ones in the box there, like, what's the point in even having them? Besides the fact that I was clearly like a Kaizo-ish designer, and I'm having a feeling that here's 9 extra lives and a blue Yoshi. You need the blue Yoshi, but 9 lives is kind of useless, considering that there are better spots to farm lives from. I'm even gonna get on the Yoshi, or am I gonna lose him forever in here? I glitched my way through. Did I keep the... I didn't even keep the Yoshi in. I'm really enthused. I'm really wondering if how, like, my other secret was left. Because it was a pretty mixed up one. Pretty impossible to understand. Well, this is the blue Yoshi we're supposed to get. And then, here's how it was done in reality, the secret. This is the way I meant for the player to do it. What I didn't mean for to happen is that the player finds a cape feather and flies up here. You use the blue Yoshi for that. And the way this is set up, you cannot bring him over. Unless you do not get the secret exit. Now. No. Now. Load the state. Good. Now. Now. Oh my god. On to this exit. There's an alternative way to do this, as you can see. It's in outer space, so it makes even less sense. Please don't ask me why I decide to put the guy in Yoshi's house, then a bunch of pipes in Yoshi's house eventually lead to outer space. Please do not ask me that, and why were there 2 pipes? Don't ask me why the guy eventually makes it to outer space. For the love of God. I was just like having too much fun with this game, putting in secrets. I got so carried away that a bunch of the things here just didn't have to make sense, and I dropped. Fast auto-scrolling too, which Azentiger apparently hates. I don't see what's so wrong with this. Unless it's impossible. It's tough, but it's fun. This is actually quite fun. Well, not in this sense, because it's kind of pointless, and especially since I can't get the jump right. Oh, there we go. You gotta be like... You just gotta know. If you grab the power switch or don't hit it, then you're pretty much screwed. You get squished by the wall. And then we got another of these fast auto-scrolling segments. Yay! And boom, we hit the switch. Oh, this is a pretty tricky part. If you were to just stand there and think you'd just land on it, you fly perfectly, perfect little jump over the switch, which is actually silver, and... oh boy, I did not remember that there was a music note block there, and... it's a shame those fast-scrolling segments had to end. Those are actually quite enjoyable. I enjoy those, just need to be reasonable with them. And in here, you just travel along asteroids that just don't seem to be moving. You're traveling across asteroids, falling platforms. Why is this here? I was actually doing this in 2009-2010, which was 2 years ago, so I was just... younger than I am now, so I was younger, and that results in me being stupider. As you can see right now, it's not that bad, just little on the ridiculously weird side. Secrets get absolutely pointless. I got so carried away that I made all these pointless secrets. Castle of Spikes is one of those secrets. There's something weird in Dark Plateau 3 that just takes save states to get, unless you're a super being, or Chuck Norris. Might as well just say Chuck Norris, but unless you're Chuck Norris, then you won't get this without save states on the first try. So you'll need to use save states, and you'll never guess what's behind that. I'll probably show it to you after I'm done this. I'm really hoping that blue Yoshi is down here, or else I will facepalm to an extent, and... Okay. Let me just think for a moment. Okay. Okay, this would confuse the hell out of whoever played it. First, we started in Yoshi's house, which is now a little castle. We entered his basement, which is now really an untamed cave. We kept going, then we eventually entered an ice area. We entered a fire area. Then we found a secret pipe in Yoshi's basement that leads to outer space, and then we travel on outer space to find... Voila! A spaceship! There is... Logic. There just wasn't any when I built this. At least it looks nice. That is, if you like outer space, and I got my ass kicked by munchers. Which is technically impossible because they do not have feet to kick your ass with. And this is a tricky jump. Very tricky, because the ground consistent wooden spikes in these extremely tight... This was made for you to be done while small. This was clearly made for it to be done while small, and this was a pretty fun part. This was pretty interesting to code, except for the fact that the rope is cut off. Pretty interesting to code this. Gotta bring the trampoline around, like so, and this is actually much shorter than I intended it for it to be, and please tell me a blue Yoshi will show up here, or else I will be extremely flabbergasted. Okay, here's the stupid thing. Okay, let me save state this for a while. 1 up. Okay, I want the blue Yoshi. 3. I think I'm giving up my 1-ups. I'm giving up 5 extra lives out of this secret, which has who knows how many, and I'm really hoping that's a blue Yoshi. Now that I've given up some 1-ups, we're gonna get rid of all the blocks with the eyes on them that are crossed out. Not like the angry eyes. 1, 2. If we do the math correctly, then if we want to keep the blue Yoshi, because of some of the things that got like, some of the blocks that somehow already opened themselves, we only get 7 lives from this even stranger secret. This stranger secret gives us 7 lives, as opposed to the 9 we got out of the other one. What the hell? What was the point of that? If we can get there. To the last thing in our agenda. Problem is, will you ever reach it? Knowing that the enemies here are going to be pretty annoying. Will we ever reach this thing in our agenda? Because I want to show you guys, and oh, Yoshi's still here. Okay, I think this might have been built wrong. Oh, I don't see how Yoshi's going to pull this one off. We gotta take him the other way. It would have been cool to just fly over stuff, but no, apparently we can't. And this passage is definitely a lot fairer if you got the red-blue switches, as you guys might have figured out. Yeah, I dig the red here. It's my favorite color. Maybe that explains the red. Which it just does, and oh boy. You have to wait here. Because if you don't, that will result in you dying in the lava and burning your ass. Come on. Yes! Oh boy, oh boy. Sorry, Yoshi. You just aren't good enough for this job. Sorry, Yoshi, but I don't need you for this job, and we're gonna take the midway point, just in case. Why was I spamming safe states in this level? I was able to do it without, and... Pretty nice what happened with the lava here. Really, albino buzzy beetles. Never seen those before, and I don't think they'll be showing up in any other Mario game anytime soon. I might do the effort to put them in. Oh god, I'm sucking. For what reason? Besides the fact that I am using save states. And feeling that there's no need to panic at all. Hoping Azentiger watches this video. Maybe I'm hoping he doesn't watch this video. Cause, okay, maybe he might be relieved or he might be angry that my intentions were more wicked than he had thought. And what happens here is when you touch this green orb, you finish the level. There's a way to pass by this green orb, but only if you're small. Oh, whoa, I just did it. You gotta spin jump at the in the perfect manner to skip by it. And all you get is a 3-up moon. Exactly how many people would think of that? It just is beyond me. Which is why this hack is condemned to death and just staying in the cemetery where it is. Which is also my file bin. This hack will be in the cemetery forever, but some of its levels might break out. Just which levels? You'll just have to see when I start actually paying attention to this thing. Bye for now.